Long before roads, engines, or modern transport, human beings depended on sheer physical effort to move the world around them. Heavy stones, tools, food, and supplies had to be carried, dragged, or pulled across uneven ground. Every journey demanded strength, patience, and time. People used sleds and rough wooden frames to transport objects, but these methods were inefficient. They worked only because there were no better options. Civilization was still searching for a way to reduce effort and multiply movement. That search would eventually lead to one of humanity's greatest inventions. No one knows the exact moment the wheel was invented, but historians agree that it did not begin as a perfect machine part. It likely started with a simple observation: a round object moves more easily than a flat one. From that idea, people slowly learned how to shape wood into something that could roll with purpose. The earliest wheels were made from multiple wooden planks, fixed to a support and joined into a circular form. This made them stronger than a single wooden board, though even so, they were heavy, rough, and far from the smooth wheels we know today. Still, they represented a revolution in thought. The wheel came before roads. That means its creators were not solving a problem that already had an answer. They were inventing a new way to move first, and the world would later have to adapt around it. That detail makes the wheel even more impressive. Once the first wheel appeared, its purpose quickly expanded beyond simple movement. Around 2000 BC, the spoked wheel emerged in chariots in Asia Minor, making transport lighter, faster, and far more useful. That change turned the wheel from a useful object into a tool of power. Agriculture needed it, trade needed it, war needed it even more. The wheel was no longer just about moving from one place to another. It was about deciding who could move faster, carry more, and dominate the road ahead. And that raises an important question. Once a civilization invents something this powerful, how far can it go before it changes history itself? The wheel soon found a place on the battlefield. The chariot, especially the lighter two-wheeled version, became one of the most feared vehicles of the ancient world. It was fast, mobile, and deadly, and entire armies depended on it to gain an advantage. Egyptians, Hittites, Aryans, and Mycenaean Greeks all used chariots in the 2nd millennium BC. They were not just tools of transport. They were weapons of speed and shock, designed to break lines, spread fear, and reshape warfare itself. But the same invention that brought power also left destruction in its wake. From China to Crete, the wheel traveled with armies and empires, carrying both progress and violence wherever it rolled. The Romans understood something fundamental. A wheel is only as powerful as the road beneath it. That is why they invested so heavily in roads, building paths strong enough to support movement across an empire. These roads were not just useful. They were strategic tools of power. Communication, trade, military movement, and administration all depended on them. Roman roads allowed the empire to function across huge distances, and many of those roads survived for centuries. In places like Great Britain, traces of them still remain today. This was the moment when the wheel became more than a machine part. It became part of an entire system of civilization, one built on movement, connection, and control. As time passed, the wheel kept evolving. Iron hubs were developed to strengthen the center, making the wheel more durable and reliable. Later, iron rims were added, giving the wheel even more resistance against wear and breakage. This mattered because the wheel was no longer just an idea. It was now a piece of engineering that had to survive real labor, real roads, and real battles. Every improvement made it more useful, and every new version expanded what humanity could build. Even broken wheels could be repaired, which shows how valuable they had become. Civilization had learned that this invention was worth preserving, strengthening, and passing forward. The wheel's influence did not stop with the Romans. Over centuries, it inspired countless improvements that shaped the modern world. Today, when Americans drive the interstate highway system, they travel on roads that President Eisenhower modeled after the Roman network, a direct line from ancient empires to your daily commute. Think about it. The same principles that connected Rome to its provinces now link New York to Los Angeles. The wheel created systems of movement that empires and nations could not survive without. But here's the final twist. What started as 3 wooden planks in Mesopotamia still turns in every car, truck, and machine across America. Its story is not over. It's still rolling forward. The wheel did not stay the same. As civilizations advanced, so did the technology behind it. Iron hubs were introduced to reinforce the center, preventing cracks and failures during heavy use. This made wheels much more reliable for carts and chariots. Then came iron rims, wrapped around the wooden structure to protect against road wear and breakage. Now, wheels could handle longer journeys without falling apart. Repairs became easier too, which was crucial for trade and military campaigns. In America, this evolution echoes in how pioneers used covered wagons with reinforced wheels to cross the frontier. The same principles that strengthened Roman chariots powered the westward expansion. With stronger hubs and rims, the wheel could now handle heavier loads and rougher terrain. It made agriculture more efficient, allowing farmers to move produce faster to markets. Trade routes grew longer, connecting distant cities and cultures. Warfare changed too, as chariots became faster and more maneuverable. But the real power was in everyday life. The wheel multiplied what people could do, turning local societies into connected networks. In America, this legacy lives on in the railroads that opened the West and the highways that drive the economy today. The wheel did not just roll. It carried the weight of entire nations. The wheel's real genius was how it transformed daily existence. Farmers used it to haul crops to market faster. Merchants expanded their trade routes, and families could travel farther with less struggle. It made life more connected and less isolated. Even in ancient times, the wheel was everywhere. In carts for building, in mills for grinding grain, in pottery wheels for crafting. It multiplied human effort, turning individual strength into collective power. For Americans, this mirrors how the wheel powered the Industrial Revolution, from wagons to railroads, building the nation one turn at a time. What if that simple circle had never been made? So what started as 3 wooden planks around 3500 BC in Sumer became the foundation of empires, wars, trade, and progress. The wheel did not just move objects. It moved humanity forward, from Roman legions to American highways. So what started as 3 wooden planks around 3500 BC in Sumer became the foundation of empires, wars, trade, and progress. The wheel did not just move objects. It moved humanity forward, from Roman legions to American highways. Thanks for watching Shadowforge Chronicles. Hit like if this blew your mind, subscribe for daily dark invention stories, and comment what everyday object has a crazy history you want next. See you tomorrow.